everyone, it's Ginny. I'm back today because I've finished the Raven, although I haven't painted him yet, so I'll show you. There he is. Took a long time to do all the feathering. Yeah, he's got his head slightly tilted to one side. So I thought what I'd do is, I've given him a layer of gesso and now I want to paint him, and I thought I might do that on camera for a little bit and chat to you. So it's going to be difficult because of the camera angle, but I'll try my best. So I've got this old DVD case that I use for mixing paint, because if I don't use all of it, I can just screw the lid back on and it keeps it from drying out for quite a long time. So I'm starting with phthalo blue. Now, these are the same colours I used for my other Raven. I might actually need quite a bit, so I'll mix up lots. Hope I've got enough. And then I'll mix in some Mars Black, and that's a brand new one. But I don't want too much to start with, so I'll just mix it for a bit and see how that turns out. It's currently, oh hang on, I'm just trying to see the clock. It's almost midday on Saturday, the 6th of January. Yeah, I had to think about that. I sometimes lose touch with what day and date it is. Yeah, today is predicted to be a very hot day. It's supposed to reach a maximum of 42 Celsius, which is, I looked it up, it's 107.6 Fahrenheit. But luckily we're going to have a cool change in the evening, so at least we'll only get one extremely hot day instead of several in a row like other parts of the country get. That's the one good thing about living in Melbourne. It's very interchangeable weather. So you can say sometimes get 4 seasons in one day. The weather changes so much. Ooh, that's probably looking a bit too dark now. I've got some all over my thumb. Oh, actually, that's not too bad. I'll just get a baby wipe. Still, particularly today when it's hot, the paint dries on my hand very quickly and I hate that feel. Excuse me while I fuss about my hands. Yeah, so I had planned to get up really early this morning and go and do some things in the garden that needed doing just to prepare for the hot day. But I didn't have a very good night, so I got up 2 hours later than I'd hoped to. But I still got things done, mainly watering, moving things into the shade, bringing a few plants inside because it's just far too hot. Actually, I might start underneath him first. Oh, it's stuck there now. Alright, here we go. You can see alright. Oh yeah, that's quite dark. That's alright. Yeah. So I Went round and checked on things, gave lots of things water, put down some mulch to protect the roots of my most delicate plants. And last night I put up a lot of shade cloth, particularly over my veggies. So I've got a really great crop of lettuce this year, and I don't want them to just burn and just shrivel up to nothing. So the shade cloth should help them, and I gave them a really good drink. And then of course spend the rest of the day inside. It's far too hot to be out there. You can hear Bandit coughing a little bit. His cough isn't as bad as it used to be, which is a good thing. I'm trying to get into the crevices of its beak there. I'll probably do 2 coats of paint, but we'll just see how this turns out. Yeah, so lots of things to do in the garden. I've got some beautiful roses at the moment, but they're already a bit burnt by the sun yesterday, and I was going to pick them and bring them inside, and then I thought, oh, half the petals are falling off and I may as well just leave them. And there's a few buds, so when the buds come out I might pick them if we have another hot day. Oops, I went too far up the leg there. Ooh. This is a problem with the tripod on the desk like this. I don't have much room for moving around. So, just got the fan on at the moment, but later on when it gets even hotter I'll put the air conditioning on. It's not too bad in here. I've closed everything up now. I had everything open overnight so that the cool air could come through, cool the house down a bit. Bandit just wanted to go out for a drink before. He's really funny because he when he wants something he goes like this with his paw, taps it on the bed or on my leg or something, and I have to figure out what he wants. And just lately he started licking his lips and going when he wants something to drink or eat. So figure out ways to communicate to me. So yeah, he wanted a drink, so I took him out to the kitchen to get a drink, and then took him out to do a wee, and he decided he was going to lie on the concrete in the sun. And I couldn't get him back up again. He just refused to get up, and I thought, oh no, he's going to die of heat stroke out there. So I had to go and get treats and trick him into coming back in with me. And of course when he got inside he was panting and coughing like crazy because he got way too hot just in the few minutes that we were out there. Let's stop recording. Yeah, so I had to bring him back in and get him calmed down, have lots more drink, and back in here with the fan. Jackie's alright now, he's settled down. But he's always been a bit crazy like that. He likes lying in the sun, even on really hot days, which I think helps his arthritis. Probably feels good, I know, if I've got pain. The heat helps. Not so much from the sun, but I use a heat pack or something. This is hard to get. Why am I hanging on to that? It's hard to get in all these little bumpy bits. Do what they call stippling, except I don't have a stipple brush. Yeah. Bandit's got a few other health issues at the moment, which I'll have to go back to the vet very soon. His cough's going good, it's improved. But he has a sore, he had one on his front left wrist area, and he was nibbling at that for a long time, but he's stopped that now and it's starting to heal. But now he's got a very similar one on the inside of his back leg, and he's naughty because he knows he's not allowed to lick and nibble at it, so he waits till I go to sleep and then he gets stuck into it, and he's made himself bleed quite badly a few times, which is a real shame. So just keeping an eye on him now, and try and cover it up at night while I'm sleeping. But he's also developed on his left shoulder, all seems on his left side. He's got a huge lump. Well, that's probably exaggerating. He's got a big lump. It just seems huge to me because it stands out quite a lot. On the top of his shoulder, so you can visibly see it when he's walking. And I felt around, it doesn't feel like it's a, excuse me, a lump in the tissue. It feels like it's joint related, so it's possibly due to arthritis. And he's on medication for that. He has injections and these special chew things. But I just worry that it's causing him pain. He's limping with it, but he's been limping for a long time anyway with the arthritis in his front knees, which I always call elbows. Wow, how's that looking? Hopefully it won't take too long to dry today. I might do a little bit round here. Yeah, I'm pleased with how this raven turned out, although there are several spots that I'm not happy with, but I fussed over his head for such a long time, and in the end I thought, you know what, I'm never going to get it exactly how I want it, and I'm sure my brother won't mind if it's not perfect, which really perfect is impossible. So yeah, I just ended up saying that's going to have to do, because I'm running out of time. I'm supposed to be giving it to him tomorrow, and I've still got to attach his eyes yet, but I've got to wait till the paint dries before I can do that. That gesso really helps, because trying to paint the bare clay just doesn't work at all. Well, it works, but it just doesn't go on as easily or look as good. Oops, I went too far over. Oh no, look what I did. I think I better stand him up the right way. I might just... I'm going to switch off drying and I'll come back. Okay. I forgot that I want to do his feet and legs and beak in a different colour, so I've gessoed over them again. I've also noticed he's got a crack in his leg and one in his toe, but I think it should be alright. It's not too bad. I don't think it's going to completely destabilise it. So I'll flip over and do the top now. Stands up much better than my other one. My other one's legs were a bit wonky. If I turn it one way it tips over. So I was careful this time to make sure I got the legs positioned a bit better. I just went outside quickly. Gee, it's hot. I put some water out for the birds. I've got a bird bath, but I've put extra dishes of water around for the little birds. So hopefully they'll be alright. I always feel sorry for animals that are left out in the heat. Yeah, it's not good. Particularly people that work and they leave their dogs outside. It's pretty hard on them. Alright, so get this painted up. What's wrong, Bandit? You tapping your paw? This took longer to dry than I thought, so while I was waiting I watched a couple of videos and I was sort of massaging Bandit with one hand while I was watching, and I think now he's a bit upset that I've stopped. I hope that I've got the fan on him. I hope that the noise isn't too bad. I'm going to have to go over this with a fine brush to get in all the little tiny spaces that I can't get with this big brush. I have to do that with the gesso as well, so that it's covered properly. And I didn't do it with my previous one, but I think with this one I will put a protective varnish over as well. And I need to do a bit of repair work on mine because I've dropped him a few times and there's little bits chipped off, and so I need to patch up the paintwork, and I'll probably varnish him as well just to make him better so he lasts a bit longer. It's looking alright. I like how when this dries, the paint sort of separates a little bit, so you've got patches of blue and a darker blue and paler blue. It's not one solid colour. I really like that, and I'll do highlights like I did with the other one using a metallic paint. Yeah, I was hoping with the warmer weather that it would dry quickly, but it didn't. It took quite a while. And so no doubt going to take another longer time. Just realised my arm is probably in the way. Alright, that's that for now. I might put him aside to dry, and I'll work on the eyes. Close this up again. Oh, it's a bit stuck. Alright, move you with your feet. You have to go over there, out of the way. Oh, goody, I can sit down again. There's a bit of scrap paper. Oops, didn't mean to do that. And I've got some little circles I made with clay. I've just got to decide which. They're not exactly the same, but that was the thing I found the hardest when I did the first Raven, is to get the eyes right in terms of position and what they look like. So I think this will probably take a while as well to get done. But I'll start with some gesso. Hope you can see. I might bump you in a bit now. Oh, that was a bit fast, sorry. So I'll do both of these and then decide which I want to use. Oh. They're so light, they move everywhere. Just move them so they don't stick. Oops. It's a little bit tricky. I do them white because Australian ravens have white eyes, or they're a silvery white. Whereas I notice the ravens from other countries have the black eyes, I think, yeah. Alright, scrub that in. Let's have a look at Nepenthe, how I did his eyes. Look at the little discs, and because I noticed that birds have their eyes very close to their beak, so I took ages to stick them on, and then painted, gave little pupils and coloured the top part dark so it looks like gives him a little bit of a angry look, I think, but that's how they do look. A little bit fierce. Yeah, you can see here the bits have chipped off, and I think I lost one of the, oh no, I glued it back on. It switched off. The wing parts chipped. I've got something stuck in my nail. Hang on. It's annoying me. My nail's split. I'm going to cut it off, I think. Yeah, so the wingtips broke off. I've got to fix that one because that's loose. I think I glued that one already. But yeah, he's a lot smaller than the other one. But I still love him. He's quite light as well. So yeah, that's how I'm going to be doing the eyes for this one. And the hardest part is getting the position right. But yeah, I've got to do that after he's dry. So I'll switch off and come back when I'm ready to continue. Okay, I'm just mixing up some burnt umber and Mars Black. I think I'll do his legs and beak now before I put the eyes on. Yeah. So mix that together. And trying to find a brush that I want to use. I've got a lot of choice. I often can't make up my mind. I tend to have favourite brushes that I use more than the others. I think this one will do. Hopefully this is enough. So how did everyone's New Year go? Hopefully you had a good time if you celebrated. I didn't. I didn't celebrate in terms of, going to a party or doing anything, but I stayed home and looked after Bandit, and we watched some of the fireworks that were on early in the evening for families at a park nearby. And it just so happened that where they were positioned, I could see the fireworks going up in between two houses right from my bedroom window. So it was really good. I had a perfect view. So I stood there and watched that. That was at 9:30 p.m. And then I just mucked around a bit on Facebook, did a bit of crafting, watched a movie, ate lots of yummy vegan treats that my friend gave me for Christmas. Whoops. And that was it. We reached midnight. I gave Bandit a hug and a kiss. And then we went to sleep. I'm used to having quiet. I haven't been to a New Year's Eve party in, I'd say it would be decades, not just years. But that's fine, I'm happy with that. Gee, this bird, I keep saying it's so heavy. It might have gone up too high now. Oh well. Let's see. Tipping on the side. It should be alright. His head's not touching the paper. Yeah, so I can't believe we're in 2018 already. It's amazing how quickly time goes by as you get older. Had a pretty good Christmas this year. Had the kids over for dinner instead of doing lunch like we used to do. And that gave them the day free to go to other people's places, generally their partners' families. So that was nice. We didn't do any gifts at all this year, and I'm getting together with my side of the family tomorrow to do our Christmas thing, which will, by the time this video goes up, it would have already happened. But yeah, we decided not to do gifts this year either, so we just have a nice meal together and enjoy each other's company, play a few games. That's what we did with the kids. Just played games together after eating a really nice meal. It was lovely. It was good spending time together, which is important to me, more important than the gift side of it. So that was good. Christmas is more really, I think, for young children. It's a lot more exciting when you've got little kids. And I remember when our kids were little and they used to get up really early in the morning and come running in and jump on the bed and be all excited. Oh, look what I got, look what I got. I loved it. Nice memories of that when the kids were little. suppose my son will be up soon. It's nearly 2 o'clock. He's sleeping because he works night shift and sleeps during the day. Not that he worked last night, it's his weekend off now, but he just maintains that lifestyle now so that he's not chopping and changing too much. Well, some days he will stay up during the day. But last night he was out all night, came home at 7 this morning and went to bed. I don't know how he does it really. I used to do 12-hour night shift. It was terrible. That's because the shifts changed and it was hard adjusting. I think it is hard for anyone that works shift work like that. Yeah. So nothing much else has been happening. I've been doing work in the garden. There's a lot to do. Just maintaining and watering and feeding the plants and checking on them, and it takes up a fair bit of time. Not that I'm complaining, I enjoy it. I love being outside. I love being in the garden. But not when it's extremely hot like today. I'll paint these little circle bits for his toes, his claws. I've so enjoyed doing this raven. It's just such a wonderful thing to do, to see it come together as it progresses, and you know, it's a lot of time and working on it and waiting for it to dry, but I just really enjoy it. So I'm thinking it's switched off and I'm having trouble switching it back on. What was I saying? Oh yeah, just enjoying doing this, thinking that I might do another bird or animal of some sort eventually, not straight away. So I've got heaps of the stuff to make the clay, so I might as well use it. But yeah, I have to think about what I want to do. When I get time. Alright, that's that for now. Oh, now I can see a spot I just missed. There's several. Might have to go over it again when it dries just to patch up bits. That'll do for that now. I'm going to miss this bird, I think. I put so much work into him, and then he goes away to my brother's. I'll take photos though. Nice to have photos of it. More paint on me. Wash my hands. What's the bandit doing? It's just lying there staring at me. He's such good company though. I talk to him and he's just always with me. It's good. I'll clean up this palette knife. And And I might patch up, can you see? Yeah, I've still got white bits around the beak, so I'll go back in with some of the blue if I can find another brush. Here we go. Let's see if this works. Oh, can't get this lid off the blue paint now. It's stuck. Yeah. Bits of paint dried in the thing. There we go. I got it. I got it. Move over a fraction. And we'll just paint in here. Bandit's been really enjoying going for a walk once a week when my visitor Judy comes. We go for a walk down. It's only 1 block away. There's a coffee shop that's dog friendly. I've mentioned that before. But he just loves it, even though he struggles walking. You can tell he's just so happy. He just loves sniffing everywhere, and has a great time, gets to see other dogs at the coffee shop. And he gets upset if they don't come over and say hello to him. He'll start crying. He just loves other dogs. Can't reach that other bit. Oh, crash into the camera tripod. I noticed in photos ravens have lots of feathers all around this part here, but I thought that's just a little bit too complicated to do that. I sort of had a go at scratching into the clay and seeing, what it looked like, but it was just too hard to get it to look not ridiculous. So I just smoothed it out and left it like that. There's one spot there I keep trying to patch it up, and when I brush it over it pulls the paint up again, so I might leave that to dry and do a second one. And, your feet probably weren't dry, were they? I've been overzealous. Alright, I'm going to have to leave him to dry properly. So, I'll be back.